on, England. We can do this. How are your nerves holding up, HQTs? It's time to bring back the glory days. We need that England versus France final. We need it. So fly your flags in the chat for the boys right now. Fly them high. We'll be watching closely as they continue to battle it out on the pitch. In the meantime, you've got your own battle to face right here. 12 rounds of tricky trivia. I'm Sharon Carpenter, your loud and proud presenter at your phone's epicenter. And this is HQ Trivia, where if you're in the know, that cash is going to flow. The rules are simple. I'm going to ask you a series of questions from easy to hard. You have 10 seconds to tap that answer. You get it correct, you move on. Answer all 12 right, you win or split the cash. And don't forget to snag those extra lives by inviting friends to HQ with your code. They can help you stay in the game just like England. Now tonight we are giving away a hopeful £1,000. That's more than enough to cover the epic party you'll be throwing tonight, guaranteed. A sorry for your lost card that we'll need for Croatia, and a rubber turkey for the squad to toss around to prepare for Sunday. Forget that chicken. But before you waste it, you've got to taste it. Let's get to the quizzing. Here we go with Q1. Shania Twain had a hit single called Man, I Feel Like a What? Cyborg, woolly mammoth, woman. What did she feel like in that song? Shania sure loves her animal print, but she's more of a leopard than a mammoth, keeping her wires tucked in. Man, she felt like a woman, and so do I. Who's feeling themselves here? 110,000 of you are. The song proved a big hit for the Queen of Canadian Country, peaking at number 3 in the UK charts. Not bad. Q2. What's the name of the item of clothing commonly associated with ancient Romans? Chinos, toga, hoodie. It's a fashion flashback. If you went for hoodies, then you weren't paying attention in your history lesson, were you? Flashing your gams, it's a toga that they used to wear, of course. 105,000 of you legging it to the next round. Draped over the shoulders and around the body, the full body scarf was usually worn over a tunic, just like kilts. Undies were optional. And it's shout out time, everyone. Hello to David Nutley and to Smiley as well. How you guys doing? Joel is playing with the family in Spain. The Mitchells are playing in Swindon. Jeff and Laura are on their honeymoon in Italy, but won't miss a game of HQ. The Woodnall family in Plymouth are day one HQ. Love that. Louis the Labrador is playing in Scotland. O'Malley the cat is in Somerset with Sam and Nick. Hi to the Rune, who is the best. And hello to the Syllabi athletic team as well. Good luck to all of you players. We're moving on to Q3. David Bowie gave his son which of these middle names? Madonna, Zoe, Britney. I'm sure he wouldn't have been happy with any of them, to be honest. This is Bowie we're talking about, so I'm amazed he didn't cram them all in there. The female filling in the Duncan Jones sandwich, Zoe. He named him Zoe. That's the middle name in question. 78,000. If you know the name of the game, that was slightly tough there, I guess, for some of you. The Hollywood director just passed the name on to someone who looks way more like a Zoe, his newborn daughter. That's more like it. Q4. The letters appear in alphabetical order in which of these numbers? 148. You got to focus on this one. Concentrate. There's no I in team, but the 1 in 8 means that it's not the right answer here. No, the only number with OCD is fussy old 40 is in alphabetical order. And oh my goodness, that was a tough. I'm going to go with a savage question because that is a lot of players down here on Q4. Over 40,000 of you gone, 29,370 of you are still in the game. Now, 40's arch nemesis, 1, plays by its own rules. It's the only number spelled in reverse alphabetical order. It's the rebel of the bunch. Q5. What's the name of the island found near the Isle of Man? Foot of man, calf of man, ankle of man. Man, oh man, they all sound completely made up. The Isle of Man sits between England and Ireland, but which of these islands sits just below it, confusing humans with cows again? They called it the calf of man. Oh, look at that. That is another savage back-to-back sizzling sausages Unfortunately, a lot of you gone. 21,000, 9,905 of you still in the game. A hermit's paradise. The tiny island is home to a variety of wildlife, but just 2 people who live there. You gotta really like that other person to stay there. Q6, which of the following discoveries was made in the early 1920s? Tomb of Tutankhamun, ruins at Pompeii, first T-Rex fossil. You budding Indiana Joneses should know this. British archaeologist Howard Carter did the digging, but what did he uncover in 1922? The mummy of a monarch. It was the tomb of Tutankhamun. That's what he uncovered. 7,201 of you wrapped that one up nicely. The first T-Rex fossil was unearthed in 1900, while tourists have been poring over Pompeii for over 250 years. The halfway mark, it's Q7. Let's do it. Who was US president when man first landed on the moon? John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, Richard Nixon. It was a good time to be commander-in-chief. One small step for Neil Armstrong, but who was leaping around the Oval Office at the time? Mr. Not a Crook himself, Richard Nixon. Yeah, he was large and in charge. 3,376 of you got that absolutely correct. You nixed that one. Nixon landed in the White House 6 months earlier and then made history years later as the only US president to quit. Q8, which of these is a former London tube station that was replaced by Tower Hill, Blake Lane, Acton Lane, Mark Lane? This is life in the fast lane here at HQ. Tower Hill is in the East End, so Acton would have to be very lost to find itself there. The one-way lane with the human name, it's Mark Lane. Who's making their mark there? Wow, 853 of you. Are we going to go with We're going to go with Savage. Yes, we are. Triple the Savage happening in this game. Sad to see many of you leaving us there. Now, the station was renamed Tower Hill in 1946 before abandoning the site and setting up shop down the road instead. Q9, which of these actors does not play one of Ramona's exes in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World? Brie Larson, Mae Whitman, Chris Evans. Have you seen that movie? Because I sure haven't. They all appear in the comic book comedy, but who played Scott's ex instead? Marvel's first female lead superhero, Brie Larson. That's who. And who got that one correct? 511 of your superheroes nailed that. Michael Cera had to defeat his girlfriend's evil exes, who included his blind girlfriend from Arrested Development. It was a love triangle. Q10, Bill Gates realized the strength of his internet rivals when he discovered an excess of what type of file? QuickTime, JPEG, GIF. It was an uh-oh moment for Gates. 3 image-based file types, but only one dominated Bill's internet history in 1995. Like a GIF, but without the garbage. QuickTime. QuickTime files, 157 of you with a quick answer there. After 10 hours of browsing, Gates hadn't seen a single Microsoft file format, just loads of QuickTime videos. Ouch. Q11, the penultimate round, here we go. A Turner Prize-winning artist designed an album cover for which of these bands? Blur, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Joy Division. And it was not my favorite album cover, I have to admit, if anyone cares. Damien Hirst is the artist, but who's the band? He directed a music video for Blur, but designed an album cover with a big fly on it for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And there was a red hot answer for just 36 of you. Well played, socks at the ready, because we're Californicating into the final round with 36 players left in the game. Another 52 using their extra lives to get back in, and £1,000 up for grabs. And those bragging rights, good luck to each and every one of your players. Here we go with Q12. Which of these countries has never produced a Wimbledon men's singles winner? Belgium, the Netherlands, New Zealand. We've got to produce some winners tonight. We've only managed one in the last 80 years, but who's never produced a men's winner at all? The Kiwis have been quiet recently, but Tony Wilding won it 4 times in the 1910s, giving us doubles champ Kim Clijsters, but no male winners. Belgium is the answer we were looking for. We have 19 winners, my lovely. 19 winners.